What is up, guys? Bachman's Garage back at you again with a video on the miniature drag bike build. Now, what you see in front of you is pretty much every component of the engine. It is a 2007 YZ85. As you see, it's currently bone stock. Everything is torn down. I still need to remove the bearings out of these two cases. Because I have all new parts. I'm going to be completely restoring this motor. Everything's in decent condition. I'll take you through a little walkthrough of the plans on the engine build itself, and what you'll be looking forward to in the future as to what's going on the bike. So, first things first. This was the engine I was planning on using for the hybrid race mower, whatever exactly I called it before, can't remember. I made a previous video on that, and these are the same parts that I mentioned in that video. Here we have a hot rod water pump kit. It's a seal, bearing, outer seal, and gasket. Next we have Pro X crank bearings. These are your main bearings of your motor. They're Koyo bearings, so they're basically OEM, which are like the best bearings you can get anyways. This is an entire transmission bearing and bushing kit from Hot Rods. Then we have a brand new Weisco Pro Lite piston, stock bore. I want to keep it the 85cc displacement as of right now. If I ever think that it's losing power or it's not quite fast enough, I'm going to be buying a Athena 112 kit. So that's for the future. If I decide that it's not enough power and I want to run a little bit faster, then I can just bolt up a new top end. We have a Tusk high performance oil seal kit. That's every seal that this engine needs, not including the ones that come with a water pump kit, so I'll have spares. And then we have a Tusk high performance gasket set with head gaskets. And there's an extra water pump gasket. It's got all the case gaskets and all that fancy stuff. So we have a stock stator cover. This will not be on the bike. I'm going to replace that cover and the Yamaha cover right back there for the clutch. Those are going to be replaced with boyesen covers. Cases are going to be cleaned up, new bearings, new seals, transmission installed. Whole bottom end will probably be painted black, and then I'm putting the boyesen covers on them as well, which will be in black, so everything will kind of look black on the bottom end. I would like to get the cylinder and cylinder head either just polished up a little bit or vapor coated or whatever, or vapor blasted, along with the water pump cover. I want to do that as well. And the outer cover over there, the inner clutch cover, I want that also shiny. So I want the cases and the covers black, but I want the main clutch cover and water pump housing, I want that in like a shinier silver, along with the cylinder and the cylinder head and the water pump. Here's the entire transmission. Here we have random gears for like kicker and idler gears and shift forks, all that fancy stuff. In that tray right there, we have a stock spark plug, a brand new crank bearing, or wrist pin bearing, I should say, for your piston. We have the kicker gear and the clutch plates over there. I'm going to be buying a high performance clutch kit, so it will not have stock plates, and that is a Hot Rods crank. It had about 3 hours on it, and then the motor that I pulled that out of had a broken clutch shaft, so something went wrong in the bottom end of the motor that was not involving the crank. Crank's in very good shape. It's basically brand new, so it's getting a Hot Rods crank as well. It'll also have heavier clutch springs, and then the tray right there is mostly just hardware and stuff for the motor. I purchased a all stainless steel engine bolt kit. It's for every nut, bolt, and washer on this motor, other than like the water pump bolt, which is, or not the water pump bolt, the oil drain bolt, because it goes about halfway through the case. and they just don't include that, which I believe it is this one right here. It's quite long, and it's got a copper crush washer on it. So I'll probably go out and buy a brand new one of these that is stainless, and then just put a new copper washer on it. And then this is the bolt, same style, a little smaller for the water pump. So I will do both of those so everything matches. I don't have just one offset. I really want this bike to be nice and kind of be a show bike, but still, you know, blow the doors off of stuff and not look like it can do that. Aside from that, I do not have it out right now. I cannot really remember where I placed it currently, but the exhaust system is going to be a stock header, slightly modified to run to the back of the vehicle, but is basically going to be straight piped, but I want it long enough that it'll still have enough back pressure that it won't blow out my reeds. I do have a silencer, so if I think that that idea will not work out, I will just run a stock silencer and somehow get that to mount up nice. They still sound very good with those mufflers on them. It's a FMF shorty silencer, but it's got the GYTR badge on the side of it. So, but yeah, that's the engine setup. I'm going to be either running V-Force 3 reeds or boyesen rad reeds in it. I just recently purchased a torque spacer to hopefully give me a little bit more bottom end off the line. That bolts underneath your reed block, gains you about 4 or 5 millimeters of travel, so it can kind of induct more fuel. I'm going to be jetting the stock carburetor. The stock carbs on these YZ85s work very well, so I'm going to jet that. And then I'll probably be running 93 octane with octane booster, probably about 44 to 1, something like that. That's what I used to run in my other 85. And yeah, hopefully it'll be pretty fast bike. I have pretty much everything I need to rebuild this motor. I just need to purchase a clutch kit. That'll probably be the next thing I purchase. And then I'm going to start cleaning up the cases, removing the bearings, and, you know, reassembling. I got to bust out the manual, look at a couple of things, make sure I'm getting everything proper. I don't want this thing to grenade on me halfway down the first run, you know. Yeah, but I got everything brand new for it, so it should work out fairly well. All invested into this. Once I get the reeds and the side covers, I already have the bolt kit, the clutch kit I need to purchase yet. The price of the spare motor that I purchased that was blown up, if I go off of stock prices for stuff like the hot rods crank and the new piston and all that stuff, the new covers, the reeds, I'm probably looking at about $900 to $1,000 in just the engine. If I ever decide to put the Athena 112 kit on it, like I said, I want to purchase eventually, that'll probably be in the midst of $500 or $600 in itself, because these cylinders are very expensive. The only other thing engine related that I have to purchase is a radiator, and then I'm going to have to just get 3/4 inch heater hose, because the configuration on this bike is not going to match up with stock hoses. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I got to get a jet kit for the carb. Stupid little things like that, but I just wanted to show you guys what I'm starting out with. So I'm literally going to have to build every portion of this bike, including custom fabbing the frame. I'm hoping to get my welder running soon, and if I can, then that would be a very big step. That'll start us off on this build very strong. I'll be able to, you know, tack things in place, mock everything up the way I want it, give it some fatter beads on it, and then I can actually test the bike. And then once I test the bike, I can disassemble the entire thing and, you know, go about getting things powder coated, painted, cleaned up, presentable, and then reassembling. So that's the plan for this. It's probably going to be an all-winter project, maybe even a little bit into the spring. Like I said, I want this bike to be nice, and a lot of hours I'm working and stuff lately, it's going to take me a little while. So, but definitely future videos on this. I already know there's one person that subscribed to my channel specifically just for this build series. I hope to not disappoint. I want everything to, you know, work out for everybody in the future. If they can inspire some ideas off of me, that's cool. We have just recently hit 100 subscribers. That's not a very big deal to a lot of people, but to me that is awesome. I wanted to say thank you guys so much for everything that you guys have done. Subscribing, liking videos, commenting. I really appreciate it. Every one of you helps. So if we can expand this channel better, hopefully I can get some better content out and provide more videos for you guys. So, all right, guys, that's enough of me rambling. Hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you in the next one.